Esta es la voz de las repúblicas socialistas de la Gran España. Por favor, estén atentos.
Serenos y alegres, valientes y osados, cantemos soldados el himno a la lid de nuestros atentos que no se desafíe y en nosotros miren los hijos del Cid. Soldados, la patria nos llama a la lid, juremos por ella desde a morir. El mundo vio nunca más noble osadía, ni vio nunca un día más grande el valor, que aquel que inflamados nos vimos del fuego, estimara a riesgo de patria el amor. Soldados, la patria nos llama a salir, juremos por ella desde a morir. La trompa guerrera, sus ecos al viento, horror al sediento, y arruja el cañón, y a Marte el pañudo la audacia provoca, el ingenio invoca de nuestra nación. Soldados, la patria nos llama a vivir, juremos por ella desde a morir.
Alrighty, so anyway, um, this shouldn't be too much of a spoiler, but later on in the game, and actually you'll find it in the beta and hopefully in the next update, you will encounter a radio that you will have control over. Now, for the time being, to avoid like putting too many spoilers up, right now I'm just testing my radio navigation script and bringing in interval signals. Now, interval signals, for those who do not know, are things that, if you're not into like really good like old-fashioned radio or really shortwave radio, back in the day, shortwave was just like the Wild West. I'm pretty sure there were like laws overseeing it, but usually the only way countries would just like squat on a certain frequency to make sure that no one else would go there. And what they would do is they would just play this that would play a short part of their national anthem and maybe a state ID, and it would just loop and loop. Um, I needed to add interval signals for all of the stations that you might be able to find. Now, like I said, this will not contain many spoilers unless you want to see where maybe these. I'm going to be changing the locations, the numbers of the stations as well. So, but I just want to make sure that my script works and I have everything in. So, and by the way, Development Hive, I'm sorry, you're probably out of here by now, but thank you for coming in and saying howdy. And what you just heard there on the way in was, let's see, yeah, I was going to first show you no, this is the national anthem of Spain. Where? Oh, I didn't think I brought that open. Let me see if I. The classic, overpowered. Let's just see. Yeah, the classic overpowered shortwave signal was that coming out of Radio Moscow back in the day. And that would come out they would just really blare that out at the highest freaking power that they could. Yeah, well, hey, Development Hive, nice. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. And it was just very fascinating going back. I mean, I was very much into shortwave radio back when I was a teenager because I grew up in a small little hick town, and I just really loved being able to hear news. I mean, this was back during the Cold War as well. Understand? I'm old, so I was a teenager back then. Hey, again, thanks for tuning in, Development Hive. Thanks, and we'll talk later. Are you the guys that interviewed me on radio that like years ago when I slurped too much? Just asking. Anyway, what I've got here, we could show you here, is just a rough draft of the interface for the radio. Eventually, like just everything else in an adventure game, you walk up to it, you press E, and you get the UI interface. Sort of like when you go to a bar, a adventure goes up to a bar. No, if you go to a door in Skyrim, you press E, you open the door, or no, you get the lock picking interface. But you see here, what the heck? Now it's not working. This is embarrassing. You have to be kidding me. This was working fine. I think I'm gonna have to just be embarrassed and cancel this whole thing if this is not freaking working. This should be working. What the heck? Oh man, here's the thing. I guarantee you, if I had not gone into our Discord and announced, "Hey, I'm streaming," this would be working fine. It was working fine. Literally 5 minutes before I started streaming. But uh, this is just classic Peace Island development. It's just, what the heck is going on? Because this was working fine. Oh, well, I'm embarrassed. I guess I'm going to just cancel this and just go back to it. I mean, as soon as I try and show anything off, fate just fists me. As Blackadder said, the path of my life is strewn with pats from the devil's own satanic herd. Yeah, it's not moving. Okay, that teaches me for trying to like be innovative and show things off. Uh, oh, now I see. The proper script wasn't attached to. What the hell? You're gonna have to forgive me. Um, Apparently that was not saved in the scene, even though I did save it. Just so few. But let me see. It's, I think, button scripts. Press hold button. Yeah. For some reason, this was never added to these buttons, and you have to add that, otherwise those will not work. There we go. Oh no! Hold on. Okay, I'm completely incorrect. These just simply do not work anymore. Let me just try one last thing. Let me take a look at these. Are these not hooked up properly? No, they're not. Maybe it never loaded the script. That's very odd. Press hold script. Let me see here. Yeah, the script no longer works. Hilarious. Oh, well, here's the thing, is I'm going to go onto our Discord and just apologize to everybody. This was very frustrating because this was working fine. But as soon as I announce it and I restart Unity, it just goes no. Well, I refuse to work. Hey, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Again, I have to have it outside of the script itself? Because that was not the case last time. And just making sure. Down button, up button. Okay, now all of a sudden the down button is not there. Let's try it one more time. Because to be fair, I was always pressing the down button. But I'm not going to, really give up. Unity is special in its own way. I like Unity. Trust me, I do. There we go. All right, now we got it working again. All right, for some reason, it was screwing with me. So now, what we want to do is we're going to go into our stuff and start putting in the custom audio. We want static radio. Okay, so cool. Let's just see here. This is the radio script. Static clip. Okay, stations. I set up stations that should, and let me just see, Fulgen radius, audible radius, and megahertz. Let's just see this. Let's just do this one by one and make sure that our audio for the static is at least working. And I understand that it's very rude to eat and drink during, when you're streaming. Deal with it. I'm old and I just get the dry mouth because I'm not used to talking. Oh, wow. Okay. I can definitely say that that the default static is working. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to now add a station. And what I'm going to do is just go back to the clip that we played at the beginning. But here's the thing, is I want to clip this short because an interval signal is short. It does not play the entire anthem. If you are not aware, this song that I played at the very beginning, I'll just play it. Anyway, that was the anthem of the Republic that was overthrown by the fascists, Francisco Franco. And in our alternate timeline, it was not overthrown because Francisco Franco turned out, well, just a useless drunk. Anyway, no apologies to any Francisco Franco fans out there. Fascists suck. So what I'm going to do is, again, we're going to have that opening where the guy announces.
Esta es la voz de las repúblicas socialistas de la Gran España. Por favor, estén atentos.
So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to have it end probably in that first, right there. Just that ID, sort of like short jingle. Because that's what those interval singles were. It was just sort of like a country to go, hey, we're squatting here, but tune in later for, our look, our views, what we have to say. And yeah, unfortunately, in the age of the internet, shortwave radio is dying. I mean, if you've ever heard of the phenomenon of number stations, that's dying as well. There are a few that still exist, but not nearly as because the world, unfortunately, is growing very small and very loud. Let's see, effect fade out. So let's just play this all the way through. In fact, I'm going to reduce that gap between the voice. And that voice doesn't sound grainy enough, by the way. I'm going to see if I can put the another filter curve on it.
Esta es la voz de las repúblicas socialistas de la Gran España. Por favor, estén atentos.
A little bit less. Not as bad. Let's see. We'll probably use a factory preset here. Telephone.
Esta es la voz de las repúblicas
Yeah.
socialistas de la Gran España.
Okay, good. That has a little bit of more of a snap to it. And we move that back, so we're just...
Esta es la voz de las repúblicas socialistas de la Gran España. Por favor, estén atentos.
Okay. and after that there would be about 5 to 10 seconds of nothing, and then it would always just repeat. Because listen, I mean, when you grew up in a small town in Tennessee, and I mean during the 1980s, and I mean just being able to, I used to sit there for hours just trying to see how far of a signal I can get. I think the furthest signal I was able to get was from Iraq at the time. They were speaking a language. I just remember them saying Iraq a lot. What we want to do is, oh yeah, generate silence. Okay. Oops. Here we go. Okay, whatever. Just give me silence. Actually, that's good. That's good. I mean, everybody, even like the most reclusive dictator. I mean, I Eritrea has its own YouTube channel. I mean, these days, and I mean, back in the '80s, let me tell you, if you wanted to hear any news from Russia, or anywhere from the Iron Curtain, you had to get on shortwave radio, or yeah, and it was basically the same thing. Rely on the official news agencies of whatever country. So let's see. Oh, hey, my little girl is here. Lizzie, come on up. You want to say hi? Oh no, she says nope, nope, nope. Thank you. Hey. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to listen to it again because I want to make sure that the silence has the proper amount of gravitas. And also, I don't like it very sharp.
Esta es la voz de las Esta es la voz de las repúblicas socialistas de la Gran España. Por favor, estén atentos.
I don't like this. I mean, I would like a little bit of granular static behind it because it shouldn't be so clear. I already have a good static clip. Static. Ah, there we go. Just bring that in there. See if it's at a nice low volume.
Esta es la voz de las Esta es la voz de las repúblicas socialistas de la Gran España. Por favor, estén atentos.
I know this static is authentic, but I wish I had something better. Let me see if we could just juice it up just a bit here. Smooth it out, you know what I'm saying? Because if the signal's coming through, I mean, yeah. Let's see. Run it through, yeah, another filter curve, just like everything else. And bring its volume down. It's only very light.
Esta es la voz de las repúblicas socialistas de
Yeah, there we go. That's the sweet spot there. We want to eliminate the gap on the static here and set up our first station. I said I was going to do the Russian one, but hey, I lied. What can I say? And if you know anything about the game's alternate history, yeah, Spain is a little bit different. All right, so export. We're exporting as WAV now because I really don't like the MP3 compression that this thing pumps out. So up to here, export rate. Oh, and this is interval signal sig Spain. All right, so audio. And we go to all right, so we go into our radio script again, and we're going to create an interval signal. Oh, hold on. All right. We're going to call this RSGE. And the frequency, it starts as it's actually 5 point something, so I'm going to stick it at 5 so it's very easy to get to. And we're just going to see. We're just going to see how that works, because this is the first one. Lizzie, are you doing okay, honey? My little kitty cat here is sitting here. She's like, I want you. Kitties think we're nuts when we're talking on the phone or to the internet. And Lizzie's, the world needs to see you. See, my little, there we go. My little girl Lizzie. Yeah, you want that. She may be just like, hey, he'll demonstrate his generosity. Problem is, that already said that you. And you know, whenever he says that, I know it leads to violence. But I'm just trying to create a peaceful world. So anyway, let's run this. Forgot what the script I made. Loops each station. Oh wow! Again, dang. It's very loud on the side. Yeah, it's not repeating. It's not repeating, but it's do it. Yeah, I just got to modify the script a bit. That was Discord. Somebody discorded. Somebody's sowing Discord. Hello. Oh, hello, Mary's berries. I gotta go. Second. I don't think you want to be seeing me, you know. Going around. Just see here. All right. So let's see here. I'm gonna go get myself another beverage. Well, that. Give me a moment. In the meantime, I'll put up a cute cartoon. Actually, no, we won't do that. We may have people from the southern U.S. Tuning in. I don't want to feel like I'm being ridiculous. Let's just see here. I will be back in a moment. Thank you very much. And actually, I'm going to turn the audio down here because whenever that static is way too. Let's see here. So yeah. And open. Oh, my script editor isn't open. Go figure. Go tuner. All right. That should fix the problem with things not looping. It's hoping. Let's try. Well, no, it's got to compile a script. By the way, if anybody has any questions, comments, or criticism about Peace Island, I kind of like to chat while I'm doing this with anybody because I don't know. I rarely get a chance to demonstrate or talk to people who are interested. When I do, I'm so socially awkward. Anyway, let's see. All right, fantastic. No, it's still going. We gotta wait. Sorry, guys and gals. Maybe I could start RimWorld in the background. Done. But thinking up top now. Oh, and by the way, just one moment. If you're wondering who this is, that is a guy in 1820 who started a military coup, a limited military coup against the Spanish government, saying we wanted a more constrained and, constitutional monarchy. All right, great. Let's run this now and make sure that guy is leaving. Just going to make sure it loops. It doesn't loop. Give me a moment. Oh, dang it. Actually, it was looping. I forget that there was a couple of seconds of silence. Dumbass. I'm so stupid. Forgive me. I'm going to go get a potato chip. I'll be right back. Hey, buddy. Actually, geez, I forget that it's my turn to feed kitty cats tonight. All right.
Esta es la voz de las
Yeah,
repúblicas socialistas de
it's
la Gran
looping.
España. Por favor, estén
I want to
atentos.
hear it loop entirely.
Esta es la voz de las
Yep.
repúblicas socialistas
All
de
right.
la Gran España. Por
Excellent.
favor.
Excellent. Sorry, my gross eating. Oh, yeah. So now that we've established that one station is looping properly, we can bring all our other audio in, my other stations, like I said, the Russian one, you know. So export as a wave into my. So this is you. Actually, I was gonna go int sig ussr. Got to refresh the chat. It's actually working a heck of a lot more smoothly than the last script. Let's see here, and add an. All right. USSR. We're going to make this one at 6.2. 6.2. I'm going to change all of these later to be significant. The station number is going to be significant to, you know, to a historical date in that respective country. I don't know why it's giving me such a delay when I try to. Yeah. All right. So we're going to play it again and test to make sure that one's right. I'm going to have to make that move a lot faster. Here we go. Actually, I'm very sorry. That is just not. Here's the. Any other developer would not be so freaking obsessed with this sort of thing, but you know, I am. That gap at the end. If you're not aware, that's the first few notes of the Internationale, and that was their interval signal, and but it always had a little bit more of a gap between the two, you know. And again, this is the sort of thing it just didn't sound right to me without that gap, that pregnant gap, you know. Anybody who did shortwave back in the day knows. Let's see. Let's see. About twice that much, I'd say. Pardon me? Belchy, McBelcherson. Yeah, talk about eating or drinking. Talk about belching and farting while you're working, like streaming. Hey, it is what I am. I am what I am. There we go. All right, now I got to make sure that's. No, one more second. It has to have one more second for it to be genuine. By the way, that announcement. Do I still have it up? No, I mean the very at that voice at the very beginning of the Spanish interval signal. That was I used to have a roomie from Mexico. Did that. I mean that's one of the things. I don't want to get political, but maybe I do. But it's just I mean, that's when fuck Schitler is like, they don't send their best. They send criminals and rapists, and the guy I lived with, the only person that I knew personally and lived with from the guy spoke five freaking languages. He was an IT professional. Jeez, he anyway. Like everything else he says, it's just wrong. Just a writing about again for future historians it's going to be really effing it's going to be harsh judgment on our country. It truly is. I don't know what's going on now. All right, signal the SSR back in, make sure it's set up properly. Mm-hmm. Okay, USSR. Great. I never said it as the proper. Would this be SFX or ambient? I'm thinking ambient because it's not music per se. So we're going to add a third station now because we got the USSR in there. I got the German one here, and after that, I think I'm going to be putting in one for England and then one more. Because I'm trying to think which powers would be like broadcasting after what happened in the timeline of Peace Island, and just I'm have to. Yeah. So where was I? Okay. Okay. I don't need this anymore. I don't need the national anthem of Spain anymore. Nope. I think this is Germany. Yeah. But we need to, number one, amplify it up to max. And I want to just give it a little bit. Let me hear the voice because that's what's most important.
Wenn in Deutschland.
Yeah.
Hier ist die Deutsche Welle.
Yeah, and that was another thing that back in the day, every country would use different just qualities of mics, and sometimes you would just tune into a station because of signal loss and just distortion and production quality on the other end. You just hear those were the days. So yeah, I think we're good on that. So this is going to be file export. This is Sig Spain. No, it's Germany. Different volumes too. It sort of resisted me bringing that in. All right, there we go. So we're going to call this Germany. Wait for it to. We're going to stick that again. These aren't going to be the final ones, so I'm just going to stick that up to 7. And to make it a little bit easier to tune, I'm going to double the tune speed. 4.4. And I'm going to make the click step. Oh, I should keep the click step still 0.1 because that would actually maybe not. So you can never get it in perfectly. That's actually better. We'll do that at 2. Because really, in shortwave terms, you never could get a station in perfectly unless you had really good equipment. It was really ironic. I mean, you'd get the South African radio broadcasts, and I mean, you'd get one broadcast for the world trying to make them look really good and everything, and then sometimes you'd hear their internal broadcasts, and it was just two different stories. Let me turn that down. All right, so we've got this up 7 now. Yeah, it's going much faster. Oh, look. No. I'm going to reduce the sound gain on that a bit. It's a little bit just too loud. Static. Take the gain down. Oh, I can't reduce static. Oh, okay. It's still at 5. It's overlapping, so yeah. And just so we don't have to do it again, I'm going to bring in the last one. Just as a placeholder. I believe that's the last place. There's my static. And that's a German one. Yeah, and this is the original. Yeah, like I said, that was an older roommate of mine. When I lived in New Jersey, I had to. And again, very educated. Paid his taxes. And I mean, it was with him that I was like, every time he come back into the United States from visiting somewhere, oh, you're here to take our jobs, aren't you? Take good American citizens. And I was like, dude, the next time we go through there, just sit back and go, oh, God, no. I'm far too. I couldn't take your job. I'm very sorry. There's probably no one in my country that's so low skilled that could take your job. I'm up here to do, IT. How well do you know C++, sir? So yeah, I had one last one that I wanted. And just use as a marker, but it is very important. Important. Let's see here. Yeah. And this is another placeholder. I'm going to amplify that up to maximum. All right. Pardon me. Export as wave. Over to this is going to be intsig. PU. Parts unknown. Because again, this is just a placeholder. All these are placeholders. I'm just very proud that the script is actually working as intended. Let me see here. Say punch. Nope. But I still want to get Great Britain in here because that is one that definitely would still be broadcasting. Say P2. Again, I don't know why it takes so long to write. Oh yeah, put that at 8 so we excuse me, my goodness, itching like crazy, itching my nose. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so let's just test those so we can go up to 7 and 8. We got one at 6. 6. Just have it at 6. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can just scan right through there. Let's see. We probably have no viewers. I'm just going to check because really. Let's see. I'm going to have to make the range much wider, a fade in and fade out.
This is the Deutsche Welle from Germany.
And by the way, I had to, in that one, I had to remove from the Federal, Bundesrepublik Germany, because that was Cold War, back when there were two Germanys. Yeah, you could totally miss these. Okay, so. And yeah, and by the way, to get these interval signals, you can claim me of ripping. I mean, no one in the Cold War did an interval signal that was not public domain. It just was. Let's see. UK shortwave interval signal. Let's see. 1979 would be good enough. Oh, it's 2 hours. I don't need that. Let's just see here. I like this. It's coming with its own static. Yeah, I like that fading in and out. Yeah. See, does it?
日本の皆さんこんばんは。こちらはロンドンの BBC です。
Okay, that's the Indian service, dude. What is this? Weird. Okay, popular. Let's see, does it have UK in here? Nope. What the heck? In all signals of Cold War Europe. Let's see what we got here. What country would have? Italy, apparently. Let's see here. They are not in alphabetical order. BBC World Service, yeah. I remember that dun 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 dun. That was, I remember hearing that in old World War II broadcasts. Maybe that was,
BBC London.
yeah, I think we can deal with it. I think that's good enough. But the thing is, I need to download the entire thing via one of these, YouTube to MP3 compressors and then bring it in. But it is what it is. So, YouTube to MP3. You gotta do what you gotta do. Too bad. I really liked how that Indian broadcast, the stuff was fading in and out. That would have been really cool. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I got my virus guard up. Malware bites, I need to get rid of you, really. Can't believe I used to use Goldwave for everything. Amplify. All right. What is that weird? Just hearing this weird sound in the background, like somebody's like clawing at something. Yeah, there it is. I think that was the first one, really, wasn't it? I'm gonna knock that out. Big Ben, yes, but not that old, thing. Hmm?
BBC London.
Oh man, I'm very sorry, but to be so geeky, you can hear in this part right here how overpowered the Soviet interval signal is, because you can hear just a little bit of an echo of it right here.
London.
Right there.
London.
You can hear that last note of the Russian, the Soviet interval signal overlapping that. The only problem with this is that you can hear other signals over it. But actually, considering the politics of this alternate history sort of thing, it would be appropriate for them to be just trying to block each other out, overload the signal. Yeah. I mean, shortwave was just like douchebaggery. Every country just like being a douchebag to each other. I'm going to sit here and just be. Not let anybody. Actually, I'm going to insert effect. All right. I don't want. We should have a little bit more of a reverb on that. Big Ben chime at the end. IMHO, we should. Let's see. Oh, that screwed it all up. We're just going to keep it as it is. Meh. Int signal sig UK. That covers all the great powers, really. Don't know where, I mean, really. China, I've really yet to figure out China's role in this. They are more of a Western power than they are. Let's see. So now, sig A. Weird. Oh, we never named this. This is parts. And this is going to be. Okay. All right. Now, I haven't placed the United States as yet. It's realized. But we already have. Yeah, I need. But now here's the thing. Radius needs to be much higher. Audible radius should be 0.1. All right. There we go. Let's just give this a try. Oh, one more thing. Now let's just see. What? Sprite. Oh, there it is. Sprite. Because it says one last piece of coding. Yeah. I'm just going to place this here to make sure that that's working. Right. No. And we're just going to scale it up. How come we can't see it? Where are you? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Make this huge. 100. All right. I want it so that when a signal is coming in and not static, a little thing will like light up, you know, lock light. Okay. Well, maybe I just have to bring. Okay, it's not accepting the lock light. That's something that's supposed to come on when, you know, you've locked onto a signal. But I'll have to look into that later. Let me just see. Huh. Oh, I need to make a panel for it. I see. Duplicate. Move this guy. What the fuck? F? That's odd. No, we don't want that. That. So let's see, radio script. Accept this. Ah, there we go. Yeah, we don't want panel 01. We want. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what we want. Okay, so let's just test this. Something just happened. Ah, no. None. I see. I see why that happened. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Going on. Yeah, we're just gonna have to get rid of that for now. Very odd. Anyway, let's just try this again. And I just realized I set up the ones 7. really need to expand that reach. So, okay, full gain radius, that would be, I would say, actually, 0.5. 0.5. Audible radius would be, no, I guess that has to. Okay, let's just see how that is. And actually, audible radius, I have to make these 5. The go 3 numbers each time. Five, 8, 11, 10, and
España.
so
Por favor, estén atentos.
well, need to expand the range. Let's see here. What we want is full gain radius. We want that to be 0.25. Audible radius. Okay. I'm gonna have to make it move much faster.
Por favor, estén atentos.
One last thing, I want to make it so that it moves a little bit faster. So, second 5. See, because that would make one. And we're going to make this. See how that runs. Welcome to game development. It's never all that exciting. Oh, thought we had somebody tuning in, but we never do, of course. Why would somebody tune into this?
Por favor, estén atentos.
Nothing on 7. Oh yeah, I spaced them out. Yeah.
This is the from Canada.
Last one, the UK. Yeah. All right. We have, with the exception of the light, we have the functions of the radio working. I was thinking if there's anything else. Nope, that's it for now. Really, when I look at my to-do list, we're really getting good. Radio fallout shelter. I can move that down to we also have to. I think we get that. This one. I'm wondering about this now. Now, I think the climate change posters still have some. I'm going to get back to that. Anyway, to those one or two people that tuned in, thank you for, let me see, how long have I been doing? Oh, an hour and 6 minutes now. Wow. To those who suffered through it, my apologies. But hey, again, I do this when I've been working on this for so long. And it is like drifting. So thank you so much for allowing me to just use you for joke. If anybody is wondering, let's see here. We are very close to halfway done on everything we need for the full beta. I mean, it's kind of crazy that all the just really important stuff is coming in near the end, the really interactive stuff, and stuff like this. You know, that's sort of the way we planned it, because all this stuff is sort of like really story intensive stuff, so, and ability intensive stuff, like, you know, the ability to go and hunt the invasive species and such. Now, how many of each you'll eat will impact your relationships with certain animals and all. You save the best till last. So take care, ladies and germs. Talk to you later. Bye bye.